Once upon a time, nestled in an enchanting kingdom far, far away, a princely figure named Alexander graced the land. With his captivating charm, razor-sharp wit, and a heart full of kindness, he was the quintessential fairy tale prince. His mesmerizing blue eyes and shimmering golden locks were the talk of the kingdom. Yet, amid the multitude of admirers and a plethora of suitors, the elusive specter of true love remained just out of his grasp. From his tender years, the royal life had been Alexander's destiny. He mastered the delicate art of diplomacy, the cunning strategies of warfare, and the weighty responsibilities of ruling a kingdom. Yet, tucked away in the corners of his heart, a longing simmered, a deep yearning for love. With each passing year, Alexander found himself amid grand royal balls and lavish social gatherings, hopeful eyes scanning the crowd for a soul that would ignite the spark of love within him. Yet the grandiosity of these events, the parade of noble women, none seemed to strike that chord. Instead, Alexander was a prince of simple pleasures. He found solace in the tranquil palace gardens, his thoughts his only company, or galloping through the open fields, the wind whispering tales of freedom. These were the moments Alexander savored, far from the demanding royal life and the weight of expectations. Despite his princely stature, Alexander was a beacon of humility and compassion. His hand was always extended in aid, his heart always open to those in need. His genuine kindness won him the admiration and respect of his people, who saw in him not just a prince but a man of goodness. As the years gracefully unfurled, whispers swirled around the kingdom, the handsome prince who had yet to take a bride. Some murmured he was too discerning, others speculated he sought a love as pure as a dew-kissed dawn. Yet the truth of his solitary existence was a secret Alexander held close. He feared a love less profound than the love he held for his kingdom and his people. He had witnessed the marriages of nobility, tainted by political maneuvering and personal ambitions, and the thought of a loveless union filled him with dread. So, Prince Alexander chose a life of singlehood, dedicating himself to his kingdom and his people, secure in the belief that when the time was right, love would find him. Little did he know, destiny was quietly weaving a tale that would soon turn his world upside down, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in the life of our dear prince.
In the golden hues of autumn, the course of Prince Alexander's life veered unexpectedly. As he journeyed through the forest on his beloved chestnut stallion, an unforeseen encounter awaited him. He chanced upon a damsel in distress, entangled within a thorny snare, her dress torn and her visage marred by streaks of tears. Not a moment did Alexander waste. Swiftly dismounting his steed, he hastened to her aid. With a gentleness only a prince could possess, he extricated her from the prickly trap. As she dusted off her gown, their eyes locked. A spark ignited within Alexander, a spark of familiarity, as if he'd known her his whole life. "Your Highness, my deepest gratitude," she uttered, her voice a melody to his ears. "Without your timely intervention, I might have remained trapped indefinitely." "Assisting you was a pleasure, fair lady," Alexander responded, his smile as warm as a summer's day. "What brings you to these secluded woods?" Her eyes danced with hesitation before she revealed herself as Isabella, a humble villager journeying to her ailing grandmother in the neighboring hamlet. Her beauty and grace struck Alexander, a desire to know her further enveloping him. He offered to chaperone her to her grandmother's dwelling, engaging in conversation as they traversed the woodland. Their shared passions and values unfolded, and Alexander found himself captivated by her gentle spirit. Upon reaching the cottage, they were greeted with gratitude by Isabella's grandmother, thankful for Alexander's assistance. As they bid each other farewell, Alexander was gripped by a feeling of having discovered someone extraordinary. Their paths crossed often from that day forward. Their meetings became more frequent, their connection deepening despite their contrasting origins. Their shared love for nature, literature, and life's simple joys bound them together. As their friendship bloomed into love, Alexander realized he had found his soulmate in Isabella. Her kindness, compassion, and fierce independence were more than he had ever dared to dream of. But as their love flourished, Alexander was faced with a bitter reality. The burden of royal duty loomed over him, placing him before a daunting choice. He could either follow his heart, risking everything for love, or sacrifice his happiness for duty and tradition.